Okay, I'm back, and I just wanted to say a few more things about this. First of all, why does it change from close to open position? Well, look at the soprano. It's going up. Whoops. Oh, boy. I didn't mean to use the steel. Okay, and the tenor. Look at the tenor. So G is going G, A, B flat, B flat, A, G. So they're going in contrary motion. In fact, they're doing a voice exchange. The soprano had G, the tenor has G now. Tenor had B flat, now the soprano had B flat, and there's a little passing tone in between. And what happens is that makes it really go easily from close to open position. Okay, so the contrary motion in the soprano and the tenor. Remember that contrary motion is usually a good idea between any of the voices, but especially the soprano and the bass, but certainly the inner voices too. Okay, now to fill this out, this is kind of instructive, this example. So let's just fill out a little bit of it. Well, this is a G chord, right? And what kind of a chord? It's a minor chord. And what inversion is it in? It's in 5-3, so we don't need to put anything. We'll just put parentheses. So it's in 5-3. It's in root position. What about this one? The same thing. G, minor, and this is going to be in root position as well. So no figured bass, no inversion at all. Well, what about this one? This is a D, F sharp, A chord. So this is going to be a D rooted chord. It's a major. It's a D major, because remember, 5, Roman numeral 5, is a major, even in a minor key. This gives us the harmonic minor. So 1, Roman numerals, and 1 over here. We're going to have 5 in root position here. Okay, so this is a D major chord, but it's in first inversion, so we put a 6 here, and that stands for 6-3. A sixth, F sharp to D, and a third, F sharp to A, above the bass. Okay, so just a few more randomly here. This one is an A chord. It's going to be in first inversion, so it's going to get a 6, but it's a diminished chord, okay? A, C, E flat. So that's going to be a 2, what we're going to call a 2, diminished 6 chord. 6 means first inversion, right? I'm going to put my 2 little dots for my 2 chord here. Okay, so a 2 diminished 6. Actually, you know what I normally like to do is put this under there. Whoops. Okay, so a little to make that a minor Roman numeral. Okay, now this one here is a G rooted chord. Whoops. Oh, I've got the wrong. Whoa. This is a G rooted chord as well. But what is it? It's a minor 7, a G minor 7 chord. So its inversion is 7, which stands for 7-5-3. Okay, and this would be something we don't see very often, actually, to tell you the truth. It's a 1 minor 7. Okay, and here's an F rooted chord. It's a 6-5 because it's a 7th chord. It's a dominant 7. So it's a 7, dominant 7. It's in first inversion, so it's a F6-5, F7, F7, and the inversion is 6-5. So this is really going to seem like a 5-7 in the key of B flat. We're modulating to B flat for just a tiny bit here, or you could call it a 5-7 of 3, and that's a 3 chord right there. So probably that's the way to go. So 5-7 of 3. I'm hoping this makes sense from harmony too, this kind of secondary dominance. All right, so Roman numerals, you're going to have to do a lot of these on your homework and such, and inversions. Okay, so let's take a look at your homework, actually, because that's going to be, because that's what we're getting you prepared to do. So let's see, it's probably over in my other Adobe Reader. And okay, so assignment 2 is going to be due next time. Number 1, using the staff and the space below, explain how the figure-based numerals are derived. For review, see these pages. So what I want you to do is write out, say, like a root position triad, put 5, 3 underneath, and show, well, there's a third, and there's a fifth. So that's why we call it a 5-3 chord. Okay? So this is a 7th chord. You'd start with a root position 7th and go to the different inversions of the 7th chords. And then I'd like you to do a few other things. You know, put in, this is a sharp. What does that mean? You know, you should know from what we were talking about earlier that means a sharp third, right? So you could put a D chord here, for example, D, F, A, and then with the sharp, you're going to put a D, you're going to put an F sharp. And so the sharp means you raise the third, right? So, you know, demonstrate what all these symbols mean through examples. Here's some questions to answer. Again, you can look in Koska to remind yourself of the diatonic triads and 7th chords in any one key. Okay, Roman numerals. You know, lowercase is either diminished or minor. Uppercase means a major chord. 3 major means what we call flat 3 in the jazz harmony world. This is flat 6, 6, you know, in the jazz harmony world. But this is going to be 6, 6. That's all we put here. Here's a fully diminished 7 chord, right? All minor thirds, but in second inversion, 4, 3. Here's a 6 in a minor key. Here is a, so sorry, this one is going to need the leading tone, right? The leading tone of the key, because dominants are 7 and 5. Those are the dominants in a minor key, and they need that leading tone accidental, that raised scale degree 7. Okay? Here's a 6 major 7 in third inversion. Okay? So here are some examples of the ones that I've written out, and of course there are lots more to do. Okay, identify the function. Well, in the key of D flat, if you have a C, E flat, G flat chord, that's a 7, but it's in first inversion, so it's a 7 diminished 6, first inversion. Over here in G minor, this chord is a D, F sharp, A, so it's first inversion, you put a 6 here, but it's a 5 chord in G minor. So it's a D chord, okay? Likewise over here, you're in the key of G, and you have a G, B flat, D, F. That's a 1 minor 7 chord, but it's in second inversion. So you put 4, 3 in here. All this stuff is in your book. If you don't get it, then go back to the book and check it out. Okay, for this example, you're going to have to write a chorale version with 2 in the top and 2 in the bottom. This is soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And then this is a keyboard where you're going to have 1 note in the bass and then a triad in the right hand. Okay? So please remember to raise the leading tone for all these minor keys. 5 is going to have a leading tone, an accidental, in other words, right? Okay? So all those dominants are going to need that. Here you have a chorale to analyze, and you're going to do it with Roman numerals. Okay, here's a 1 and a 6 chord, minor, so it's going to be lowercase. And over here, this is a 4 chord, but it's in first inversion. E is in the bass. Okay, make sure for every blank you're putting in a Roman numeral, and you're not considering these tones to be part of the chord. Okay, the ones that are circled. And finally, a 2-phrase melody in a minor key. So choose a minor key of your choosing, and the first phrase with a half cadence. So you're going to use scale degree 7 or 2 at the end of the first phrase right here. And then the second phrase is going to end with an authentic cadence. So over here you're going to use scale degree 1 or 3 at the end. So if you choose, let's say you chose G minor, well, you might end this with an F sharp or an A, and you might end up this phrase with a G or a B flat. Okay, so your homework is going to be to complete assignment 2. There's also some reading that goes along with it, so make sure you see the website. But hopefully this will get you off to a good start, these 2 videos. And I will see you next week. Have a great week.